Hello and welcome to the third set of the quarterfinals of the FNF Victory Road Draft League Season 3. This set is going to be between Morgana and Edgar. Morgana representing the Lakeshore Ledians and Edgar representing the Canopy Black Egrets. Both these trainers worked really hard to get here. I'm excited to see how it goes. Their last match in regular season was very, very intense. I think Houndoom got a really good crit against Meloetta, but it was really close up until that point. And so I think it's still going to be really close between these two. And we're going to see how this set goes. I'm sure there's going to be lots of excitement and lots of offense. In terms of Z-Mons, we have Z-Any, Meloetta, Z-Attack, Heatran. Edgar's team has no Z-Mons this time. In terms of Megas, we have Mega Houndoom on Edgar's team. So it's going to be pretty interesting. It looks like Edgar packs a little bit more defense than Morgana, which is to be expected. Although Morgana does have a couple bulky options in Heatran and Tapu Fini. So looking at those defensive cores of Heatran and Tapu Fini versus Ferrothorn and Cofagrigus, those are going to be really defensive. Electros, Edgar has historically run defensive as well with Assault Vest. The one Pokemon that I'm really looking at is Sock. It has Sturdy and it hits really hard. Also with a Choice Scarf, it could outspeed a lot of Pokemon on Morgana's team, so Morgana's going to have to be careful of Sock. Overall, looks like it's going to be a fun battle. And I'm thinking that maybe Morgana goes for some Hail to boost Bear Tick and also set up screens. And Edgar probably at some point is probably going to try to undo that Hail with Sun on Houndoom. Houndoom can take a hit from Ninetales Lola and it's faster, so it could go for some Fire Blasting under the Sun. Tapu Fini is going to be a problem for Mega Houndoom though, unless Solar Beam. Overall, really, really intense battle where there's going to be a lot of offensive pressure from both sides. So let's jump in and see how this goes. Alright, so we begin with Jet Setter the Zeraora versus Nihilus the Nihilego. And Nihilus is going to switch out. In comes Accident the Cofagrigus. Those Plasma Fists going to hit for 47% on Accident. There goes the Volt Absorb ability on Jet Setter. Jet Setter goes for the Volt Switch, confirming that there's no choice item. And in comes Melia the Ninetales Lola. Accident at 28%. There's a Trick Room going up though. Melia does have nice special defense. It looks like Nihilus is going to come in. It can't really take advantage of the Trick Room. Aurora Veil fails. So I guess that this is a Snow Cloak instead of a Snow Warning Ninetales. In comes Tibbers, and there's a Stealth Rock going up. Staunch comes in, and that Superpower is going to hit Staunch very hard, bringing it down to 26%. Trick Room still is up for one more turn, though, so Staunch can retaliate with a nice Gyro Ball, but it doesn't actually. Tibbers goes for the Icicle Crash on Nihilus, and that's going to do big damage to Nihilus, who's now at 33%. Tibbers not looking so great versus Nihilus, but it goes for the Night Slash on Accident, reading all of those switches. Very interesting. Tibbers hits Accident pretty hard, and the Night Slash is going to take down Accident as well. Tibbers just doing massive damage to everything, weakening a lot of Edgar's defensive mons. In comes Maurice the Houndoom. Tibbers staying in still. Maurice goes for that Dark Pulse, and that's going to bring Tibbers down to 3%. Tibbers flinches, however, so it can't pull off a superpower. And the Dark Pulse takes out Tibbers, and the score is now 5-5, but Tibbers did do quite a bit of work. Jet Setter the Zeraora comes in to face Maurice, who switches out. Out comes Ferrothorn, and there's a Plasma Fist hitting Staunch. 5%. Those Iron Barbs going to do a little bit of damage, but Jet Setter finishes off Ferrothorn with that Volt Switch, and it's looking pretty good for Morgana with those two bulky mons down. Garn comes in at 94%, and in comes Axe the Sock. Kyoko the Tapu Fini comes in. Will Edgar predict that? Looks like there's an Earthquake. It's going to do 37% to Kyoko, so Kyoko can take another Earthquake from Axe. And Agnosia the Electros comes in. There's the Defog, removing the rocks from Morgana's side. Edgar's going to have to set up rocks with Nihilego. I keep forgetting his name. Nihiligo, and in comes Nihiligo indeed from that Volt Switch. Nihilus now at 39%. Will Kyoko stay in? It looks like Kyoko does stay in. The Sludge Wave is going to take it out though, and the score is now 4-4 with Nihilus at 1.5 times special attack and also restoring some HP. Jet Setter the Zero Aura comes in. It is pretty fast, so away Nihilus goes, and Electros comes in to take those Plasma Fists. That's going to do a whopping 53%. It is a critical hit, however. Agnosia now at 21%, and the Volt Switch not going to do much, only 8% on Agnosia as Meloetta Echo comes in. There's the U-turn from Agnosia. It's super effective, but that burn isn't going to allow it to do much, and Maurice is going to come into Dark Pulse Echo. That Dark Pulse hits, bringing it down to 6%, and there's the Breakneck Blitz. Interesting. Maybe that was a Z Hyper Beam. Wow. So Echo now at 6%. Nihilus goes for the Power Gem, and that's going to take Echo down. Score is now 3-3. So Jet Setter the Zera Aura coming in, and Agnosia the Electros is going to be Edgar's sacrifice to those Plasma Fists. That's going to take out Agnosia. Score is now 3-2. And in comes Sock. Axe the Sock. Ninetales Alola is going to come in to face Sock. The Earthquake going to do 54% to Melia. Earthquake taking out Melia now. Zera Aura comes in, and the Earthquake takes down Zera Aura too. This is a Choice Scarf, Axe, and Garn the Heatran comes in as well. Earthquake going to take down Garn, and Sock takes it for that first match versus Morgana. It's a 2-0 victory for Edgar and the Canopy Black Egrets over Morgana's Lakeshore Ledians. Very intense match. Yeah, Sock is definitely the Pokemon to watch out for. I don't think Morgana's team deals with really strong hitting fighting types pretty well. He's going to need Mismagius, but then again, Sock also gets knockoff, so just a very frightening Pokemon. Tapu Fini might be able to face it, but Edgar is definitely smart to bring it. Nihiligo also setting up Stealth Rock on top of Ferrothorn, being able to set up hazards as well. So Edgar also going for that strong hazard game versus Morgana's ice-based team. So it's going to be interesting to see what Morgana does to change his team to face Edgar. I imagine that Edgar sticks with Sock, and we're going to see what happens next. Stay tuned for that, and we're going to jump into the next match. Alright, here's the next match between Morgana and Edgar. It looks like there were some changes made. First of all, Morgana has Mudsdale and Sharpedo added to the team. It looks like Heatran and Ninetales Alola were removed. It doesn't look like Edgar has made any changes to his team, so he's sticking with the team that worked for him. And I do think that Mudsdale is going to provide good defense versus Sock, because it is so defensive and it also has stamina. Overall, it does have a nice matchup, and it is able to take on Mega Houndoom and Nihiligo as well. I'm wondering if we'll see a Vest Mudsdale. But yeah, I think these changes overall were pretty good for Morgana. I think the question is, how can Morgana preserve his team enough so that Sock isn't as big a problem in the late game? There's also Sturdy on Sock, which is a concern for Morgana. He needs to set up some sort of hazard to break that. But this is going to be really interesting. I do imagine that Edgar's also going to utilize Trick Room again from Cofagrigus, because that could be really good versus Pokemon like Sharpedo and Zeraora. We did see him use it last match, but not to its full potential. Maybe we'll see it a little bit more this time. So here we go. We start with Dromark the Mudsdale versus Staunch the Ferrothorn. I'm imagining we're going to see Rocks. Yep, Rocks going up on Edgar's side. Leech Seed on Dromark. So Dromark now at 88%, and in comes Tibbers the Beartic. And there's a layer of spikes going up. Staunch at 100%. That superpower is going to bring it down to 18% though. Pretty scary for Tibbers though, because Gyro Ball pretty much takes it out. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Gyro Ball takes out Tibbers, and the score is 5-6 with Staunch at 18%. In comes Kyoko. setting up that Misty Surge versus Staunch, and the Defog is going to remove those spikes and rocks. But Edgar just sets up another layer of spikes. Kyoko not really too happy, but it goes for the Defog again. That Power Whip does massive damage to Kyoko though, bringing it down to 7%, 13 after leftovers. Staunch now gets hit by the Hidden Power Fire. That Ulka Berry is going to weaken it, but not enough for it to survive. Kyoko at 19%, and in comes Nihilus looking to get that Beast boost. Nihilus goes for the Substitute though, and Kyoko goes for the Scald. That Scald is going to break the Substitute. That Substitute could have been deadly for Morgana, so he did stay in. Sludge Wave takes out Kyoko though, and the score is now 4-5, with Nihilus indeed getting that Beast boost. And there's Jet Setter, the Zero Aura, can hit very hard physically. Will it take out Nihilus? Indeed it does. The Plasma Fists are enough to take it down, and the score is 4-4 now. With Accident, the Cough Egregious coming in, but Agnosia, the Electros, is going to come in instead. The Plasma Fists hit. It does 36% to Agnosia. There's that Volt Switch. Agnosia at 56% as Dromark the Mudsdale comes in. Drain Punch not going to do too much to Dromark, and I imagine Dromark probably wants to set up Stealth Rock at this point. Agnosia is immune to Earthquake, but it looks like Maurice is going to come in instead. And indeed, those Stealth Rocks do go up now. Maurice Mega Evolves, goes for the Fire Blast. It's going to bring Dromark down to 29%. Dromark retaliates with the Earthquake. That's enough to take out Maurice, and the score is now 4-3. In comes Accident. Cough Egregious, that Iron Head's going to do 17%, and there goes Stamina. Dromark now at 35%. And there's the Trick Room going up again. Dromark at 42%. The Nasty Plot is going to allow Accident to boost its stats a bit. That Earthquake does quite a bit of damage, 33%, but Accident can't live another one. There's another Nasty Plot coming from Accident. It is boosted up and ready to go under that Trick Room, but Accident now at 8%. The Trick Room only lasting for 2 more turns, so it is vulnerable. The Shadow Ball is enough to take down Dromark. And here's Neptune, the Sharpedo, definitely outsped by Accident in the Trick Room, but the Protect will allow Morgana to stall that Trick Room turn, and Hidden Power Fighting is what I'm assuming Accident goes for. The Earthquake takes out Accident without removing the speed boost from Neptune. Smart move by Morgana not to make contact there. Score is now 3-2 as Agnosia comes in. It looks like Jet Setter, the Zero Aura, comes in. That Drain Punch, critical hit, doing 49%. Quite a bit of damage to Jet Setter as Agnosia recovers, and that knockoff removes Assault Vest, making Agnosia significantly less bulky on the special side. Agnosia still at 53%, as a close combat brings it down to 7%. Jet Setter now hanging on at 17%. Down Jet Setter goes to a Drain Punch. Agnosia hanging on at 14%. Will we see the Z Celebrate from Meloetta? Actually, no, we see Sharpedo come in. Sharpedo goes for the Waterfall. That's enough to take down Agnosia, and Neptune at 100% still now gets that Speed Boost. Speed Boost will be enough to outspeed the Choice Scarf. Oh, wow. Even with Choice Scarf, it looks like Axe Assault goes first, but the Focus Sash allows Sharpedo to live a hit and take Axe down with a Psychic Fang, so the score is now... the second match ends in a 2-0 victory for Morgana and the Lakeshore Ledians. It looks like Sharpedo definitely was a good switch for Morgana, especially with that Focus Sash being able to outspeed Choice Scarfers on Edgar's team. It is rather frail and it has to watch out for Trick Room, but it was able to clean up at the end. I think that Edgar might do a little bit of team changing now. I think that he really does have a good concept with the Trick Room concept. Maybe he tried to boost a little bit too much with Cough Egregious. I think he's going to try and find a way to take down Dromark, the Mudsdale, a little bit more easily since it is quite bulky of a Pokemon. So stay tuned for that next match. We're going to jump right into it. It's looking really exciting. So the set score is now 1-1. 1, with Lakeshore, Ledians, and Canopy Black Egrets both having 1 score each. Who will come out on top and advance in the winner's bracket of playoffs, and who will be knocked down to the bottom of the loser's bracket? That remains to be seen, but we're going to figure out after this match. A little bit of changes. It looks like Nihiligo has been switched out for Vikavolt on Edgar's team. And then on Morgana's team, we have Meloetta being switched out for Ninetales Lola. Ninetales Lola coming back. Maybe Ninetales Lola will have the hail this time with snow warning. Last time he put Snow Cloak instead. And he wasn't able to Aurora Veil because of that. I think that Vikavolt could be a nice bulky defogger, removing Stealth Rock and Veil for Edgar, and he's going to really appreciate that if he wants to break through, especially with Sock at the end. So I think overall that was a really good option for him. It also threatens Tapu Fini, which is a nice answer to Mega Houndoom and Sock, so yeah, Vikavolt definitely is going to be something that Morgana has to watch out for. I think Morgana's probably going to want to set up Stealth Rock right away so that Vikavolt isn't able to switch in and out very comfortably. Both of Edgar's electric types immune to Earthquake, so that's going to be maybe a problem for Dromark, but we're going to see how that goes, and I'm excited to jump in, so let's go ahead and do it. I'm assuming we'll see Zeraora and Ferrothorn lead. Let's see. So indeed, Jet Set of the Zeraora, a pretty signature lead for Morgana, and Staunch the Ferrothorn, a pretty signature lead for Edgar. There's the taunt, so Ferrothorn not able to set up any spikes because of that. So it looks like it's going to switch out, and Jet Setter goes for the Volt switch. Kopesh at 85% now, and Morgana brings in Dromark the Mudsdale. This could be dangerous because of Energy Ball, but it looks like Staunch comes right back in. The Stealth Rock goes up on Edgar's side, and Tibbers the Beartick comes in again. Tibbers is going to struggle with that Gyro Ball. Looks like it goes for the Icicle Crash on Staunch, so will it flinch? It doesn't flinch. The Leech Seed instead is what Staunch uses, recovering back to 59% and going for the Protect as well. Tibbers goes for the Superpower. It's not going to connect though because of that Protect. Staunch now at 72%. And in comes Jet Set of the Zeraora, probably to take the Gyro Ball. No, another Spike Slayer is set up. And Exodus the Cofagrigus comes in. There's a Volt switch from Jet Setter. Exodus now at 60% as Kyoko the Tapu Fini comes in. I'm assuming we'll see a Defog from Kyoko as Exodus maybe goes for a Trick Room. No, actually, Ferrothorn comes right back in to face Kyoko, and Staunch goes for that Defog that is going to remove hazards from both sides of the field. Staunch at 66%, Kyoko nearly at full. Kyoko goes for that Hidden Power though, bringing Staunch down to 15% as the Leech Seed is planted onto Kyoko. I'm wondering what berry or what item Staunch has. And in comes Melia. Really risky move with that Gyro Ball possibility. But it was a Protect. And the Blizzard is going to take out Staunch. The score is now 6-5. And Maurice the Houndoom comes in to face Melia. Tibbers the Beartick comes in. And Maurice goes for the Nasty Plot. Tibbers is going to outspeed Maurice now in the hail. Will he go for the Superpower? It looks like Cofagrigus comes in, and there's the Superpower, but it's not going to work versus Accident. Hail still up for at least one more turn as Accident is brought down to 54%. There's the Night Slash, bringing Accident to a whopping 1%. I think it might go down to the hail damage. I'm not sure if maybe Leftovers out undoes that. Oh, the hail actually just ran out, so Accident will go first. Going for that Shadow Ball brings Tippers down to 20%, and the Icicle Crash takes out Accident, and the score becomes 6-4 again. We're seeing the pace of this battle going similarly as Ferrothorn and Cofagrigus are the first to go, so Edgar now is going to his more offensive threats, and Kopesh takes out Tibbers with that Bug Buzz. Dromark comes in. Does Kopesh know Energy Ball though? That's going to be a big problem for Dromark if so. No, it looks like Kopesh goes for the Toxic. Dromark now on a timer. Trick Room still up for one more turn as Dromark retaliates with a Toxic of its own. Bug Buzz does decent damage on Dromark with that Toxic. I don't think it's going to be able to take one more of those. Indeed, Dromark brought down to 4%, and Dromark goes for the Iron Head. That's going to do barely any damage. I'm assuming it's because the Earthquake won't hit Kopesh. So Kopesh now at 58%, and Jet Setter the Zeraora comes in. There's a Plasma Fists, bringing Kopesh down to 35%. And another Toxic from Kopesh. Now Kopesh at 16%, and the Volt Switch is going to take it out. Score is now 4-3. And Melia, the Ninetales Alola, comes back in. In comes Maurice, the Houndoom. That Moonblast bringing Maurice down to 27%. Maurice retaliates with a Fire Blast that will take out Melia in one hit. The score is 3-3, and we enter the late game. This is looking pretty intense. Jet Setter, the Zeraora, comes in. That Volt Switch is going to take down Maurice. Score is now 3-2. And Edgar's final two Pokemon being the final two Pokemon of last match as well. Kyoko is sent out to face Agnosia the Electros. 88% on Agnosia as the Moonblast brings it down. Thunder Punch is going to do massive damage to Kyoko, bringing it down to 11%. And another Moonblast. It looks like Morgana's just trying to weaken Agnosia as much as he can. Misty Terrain still up. Agnosia comes in. Neptune comes in. Will it be able to take down Agnosia? It goes for the Psychic Fangs. Waterfall probably would have taken it down, but the Drain Punch is going to hit Neptune really hard, bringing it down to 1%. Agnosia now at 42%, but that Speed Boost is now up on Neptune. Neptune goes for the Waterfall, takes out Agnosia, and the score is now 2-1 with Sock being the remaining Pokemon. Those rocks are also going to break the Sash. Can Neptune's Psychic Fangs be enough to take down Axe? Axe goes down to 4%, goes for the close combat and takes down Neptune. The score is now 1-1 with Zeraora being the final Pokemon on Morgana's team to face Axe the Sock, and Jet Setter comes in at 66%. The close combat takes it out, and Edgar narrowly gets that last victory in the set. It's a 1-0 score for this match and a 2-1 victory for Edgar overall with the Canopy Black defenders in this set. What an intense battle. Yeah, that late game, I think that if Morgana went for the Waterfall, he actually would have been able to take down Agnosia and then take down Axe as well. That was a crazy match. What a close set, and just goes to show how far these two have come. Edgar really smart, saving Sock for the end with that Choice Scarf. It just hits incredibly hard, and Morgana has trouble dealing with those fast fighting types. So wow, that was a really interesting set. Very good to watch. Very much enjoyed it. And Edgar's going to advance on to the winner semifinals of the playoffs bracket. Morgana going down to the losers round 1, but I think he will still give a really good performance, so stay tuned for that as well. Until then, we have one more set of winners quarterfinals coming up. This is Noel, and I'll see you then.